Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge has questioned Operation Sindoor, calling it a small-scale war. Kharge has essentially referred to Operation Sindoor as Chhutput War and again has raised a question that he's raised previously, where he said that Prime Minister cancelled Kashmir's trip. He was supposed to go there before the Pahalgam attack, but he cancelled it after intel suggested that there was some sort of security breach. So why didn't the Prime Minister protect tourists as well? So this is something that the Congress chief had raised earlier too. Again, Mallikarjun Kharge saying the Prime Minister had cancelled his visit to Kashmir just days before the Pahalgam attack.
ಮೋದಿ ಅವರು 17ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋರಿದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರೆ 17ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರ ಬೆವುಗಾರಿಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನೀವು ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ, ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ 17ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ನೀವು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮವನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನೀವು ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಟೂರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪೊಲೀಸರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ? ನೀವು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತು ನೀವು ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 26 ಪ್ರಾಣಗಳನ್ನ ಉಳಿತೀವು ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಈಗೇನು ನಾವು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಚುಟ್ಪುಟ ಯುದ್ಧಗಳು ನಡೆದಿವೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ನಾವೇನು ಘರ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಂತೂ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಬರೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ ಮೇಲೆ ಗೂಬಿ ಕೂಡಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಶಕ್ತಿಹೀನರು. ಇವತ್ತು ಚೈನಾದಿಂದ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ದಾಳಿ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
So that's Mallikarjun Kharge there speaking in Karnataka, questioning the government over the response post the Pahalgam attack. Nagarjun Dwarkanath is joining us live with more details on this. Nagarjun, you've got essentially the Congress chief there questioning, mocking Operation Sindoor, referring to it as, Chhutput action or Chhutput war.
While to quote him verbatim, he said what has happened in the last few days, the Chhutput action or the war that has happened in India and Pakistan takes the help of China is what the continuation of the statement is. But nevertheless, he called Operation Sindoor as Chhutput War and also questioned the Prime Minister that he had intelligence information about attacks being happening in Kashmir and hence he cancelled his schedule to Kashmir on May 17th. But if this, April 17th, if this information was given to the tourist, he says that 26 lives would have been saved as well. Why is Modi being treated specially then compared to the tourists? And intelligence had given to the Prime Minister certain information about attacks in Kashmir and hence the Prime Minister cancelled the scheduled event in Kashmir in the last moment. And later he said that whatever has happened recently is just a Chhutput war. And this was happening in Hospet while the Congress government in Karnataka was celebrating a 2-year anniversary, inviting Kharge and Rahul Gandhi on stage.
Okay, so you've got another attack coming in from Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge, and as Nagarjun also gave you those details, he's also made a mention of the Prime Minister's trip to Kashmir just before the Pahalgam attack, which was also cancelled. Now, Mallikarjun Kharge has questioned and claimed that it was cancelled due to security reasons, and yet the government did nothing to protect these tourists. So this is something that the Congress chief has said before, Nagarjun, after which the BJP also demanded evidence, proof from the Congress. They, of course, didn't respond to that, but clearly Kharge right now sticking to his guns on that attack. Nagarjun, just stay with me. Nalin Kohli of the BJP is joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Nalin Kohli, your response to Mallikarjun Kharge, he's referred to Operation Sindoor, effectively saying that what's happened in the last few days was a Chhutput small-scale war, Chhutput response.
Coming from the national president of the Congress party to consider Operation Sindoor to be a Chhutput war is very inappropriate. In effect, it also shows that the Congress party, in its desperation to score political points where none are required, is willing to cross every limit in undermining the effort of our armed forces, undermining the damage that the Pakistani terror network and also military establishment has had to undertake in wake of India's very, very determined response to the Pahalgam terrorist incident, and undermines the general fight against terror and against Pakistan in terms of promoting terror. So when he speaks, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, a very senior and seasoned political person, he is sending a message that India does not, in a sense, recognize the effort of its armed forces. It does not acknowledge the damage to the Pakistan-based terror organizations and also the military establishment that has been hurt by the missiles that were from this side of the border. It does not acknowledge how the Indian defense system did not allow Pakistani missiles, drones to penetrate into India in large numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It undermines everything. And the Congress party has much to answer to the people of India if they believe that this is in national interest.
Mr. Nalin Kohli, I'd also like your response to another aspect of what Mr. Kharge said. He said this before, of course, but the Congress chief is essentially indicating here that Prime Minister Modi had cancelled his trip to Kashmir, which was scheduled to happen just days before the Pahalgam terror attack, because the government had intel of some sort of security threat. And so he has questioned why the government didn't protect these tourists. What's the BJP's response to that, sir?
First of all, as far as I am aware, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge is not exactly handling the travel programming of the Honorable Prime Minister of India. And at least not to my knowledge, anyone in the Congress party is. So what is the basis of this statement? Is it just another manufactured statement? Just to create an angularity and manage to sort of create a media debate around something that has no basis? Look at what they did with Pegasus. Finally, the Supreme Court said, give your phones. No, we won't give our phones. Look at what they said on Rafale. Rafales were used in this operation also. And finally, Supreme Court rejected all of it after the Supreme Court studied everything. So the Congress party seems to have developed a whole norm. They have always done that with elections. The EVMs are all rigged. But when they win elections, the EVMs are very good, electronic voting machines. So the Congress party seems to have become a rather regular, habitual political plan that they seem to follow is somehow raise a narrative. It doesn't matter whether the narrative is false or true. Then ask on this narrative which has no basis, the government should answer. And then, because the government has better things to do than waste time in giving responses to a manufactured narrative without any basis, then they say, because you are not answering back, so you have something to hide. So this seems to be the pattern of the Congress media thinking. Now, how far would one consider this to be a mature thinking coming from what they say is a 125-year-old party? Well, that is really for people to reflect.
All right, Mr. Nalin Kohli, thank you very much for joining us here on India Today, sir. Nalin Kohli of the BJP responding to the charges being levelled right now by Mallikarjun Kharge. But I want to play out once again for you exactly what the Congress chief said.
ಮೋದಿ ಅವರು 17ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋರಿದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರೆ 17ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರ ಬೆವುಗಾರಿಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನೀವು ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ, ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ 17ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ನೀವು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮವನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನೀವು ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಟೂರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪೊಲೀಸರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ? ನೀವು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತು ನೀವು ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 26 ಪ್ರಾಣಗಳನ್ನ ಉಳಿತೀವು ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಈಗೇನು ನಾವು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಚುಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಯುದ್ಧಗಳು ನಡೆದಿವೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ನಾವೇನು ಘರ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಂತೂ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಬರೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ ಮೇಲೆ ಗೂಬಿ ಕೂಡಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಶಕ್ತಿಹೀನರು. ಇವತ್ತು ಚೈನಾದಿಂದ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ದಾಳಿ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.